Hey there guys, I'm back with another game. This one is called Thomas Was Alone. I have played it already and I just love it. You should really go out and buy it. I bought it off the PSN network for £7. It's a really good game. It's got a really nice story to it, even though it's really simple. It is a puzzle game, so a lot of you may not like it. I'm only going to do a one-off video on this as I don't really want to make a series on it, because it is just the same thing over and over again. It's just me solving puzzles. So I don't really want to play that on the channel. But you guys should definitely go out and buy it for yourselves to play it. It was £7 off the PSN network. I think on Steam it's the same, around about the same sort of price. And on other networks such as Xbox, I think it's around about the same price as well. Alright, I'm going to show you the first 15 minutes worth of the gameplay. Alright, here we go. There will not be a lot of talking in this one, as it involves a lot of narration to it. It's just complete the puzzles, get to the portals, finish the level sort of thing.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
This game is just amazing. It does seem very simple, but it's
Thomas
actually
decided
amazing.
to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
This game is amazing. It seems so simplistic that all you're doing is going around as a little square or rectangle or whatever shape the character is, and just jumping around a level, having fun. Ah, we can jump now.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump. It worked!
Ah, a bit of a challenge now.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Now, if you notice, the narrator is the same person within some of the Assassin's Creed games. That is if you play the Assassin's Creed games, of course, and his narrating is just amazing. It really accompanies this game well.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was...
Parkour. Now, I think there is about 9 or 10 levels, and there's quite a lot of characters involved.
The portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills.
Right, you'll notice that...
designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
You'll notice I have different types of jumps. If I just click the X button on my PS controller, I do a little jump. But then if I hold X, I do a lot more of a jump. And that's how you get across the different sized gaps. Damn it. I've done this before, how am I feeling?
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Oh no.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
You'll notice these do seem hard, but because I've already played it, I know what I'm doing and what routes to take. But when I first played this, I actually sort of struggled with a couple of these levels when I was trying to figure out the mechanics to the game. You can use the D-pad, so if you don't like the joystick, you can play like you're on a keyboard by using the D-pad instead of the joystick, just like it was WASD keys. But I prefer using the joystick.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter.
Oh no,
there was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with. Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Now you see this orange character here that I'm playing around with at the minute, this is Chris. Notice he can't jump as high as Thomas because he's a little bit smaller and a little bit wider. Now all the different characters have different skills, just like Thomas is a good jumper and is quite speedy. Chris is quite slow and sluggish and can't really jump too high.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times.
Yeah, Chris graceful.
Actually, not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
See why I said this guy's really good for narrating? He just makes it sound amazing. Ow, I just got hit in the face. I think that was my face. Damn world, stop changing, I'm trying to bloody complete it. Come on, Chris. You'll notice that you can ride on the other character's heads, but I'm tapping the jump button at the minute and I can't jump because there's another character on top. Whee! Right the way back down to the bottom. Let's get Thomas to his little area. Ah, I see. There's a little gap here that Thomas can't fit through.
Okay, this was more
Only
like
Chris
it.
can.
A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Stairs that Chris can't climb. Brilliant. And you'll see this does involve a lot of working with the other characters to complete the puzzles. It's like I'm having to use Thomas
Another
to climb.
chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate.
Hold on a sec,
Seriously,
guys. I just
this
need to
made the
go.
whole
Right, hold on to that. Yeah, hold on, let me grab my end. Right, just leave that there a sec. Okay, wait, now with this hand, try and grab the top corner with one hand. Now grab your corner again.
It goes back. I just had to go help out around the house, as I do actually live a life
Switch pressing
outside of
entirely
YouTube.
worthwhile.
A lot of you people think that we don't actually have anything else to do apart from this, but we do. We do actually do stuff around in our lives. Whee. Chris and Thomas
Was this
again.
good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Alright guys, this is the last
Stared at
level I do.
Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He
Make
hoped
that.
the next portal would split them up. If only for a few
Come
levels.
God damn it. God damn it. Man. Man. And down we go. To link up with Chris again once he finally gets here. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, guys, this will be the last level I do because I do not want to spoil the game for you by doing too much. I'll just show you this one last level because you get a new character here. John!
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine.
Ooh,
This
John.
was game day.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, and goodbye.